Most support teams either have no SLAs at all, meaning they're just hoping that tickets will magically get answered fast enough, or they set some random target like 24 hours without thinking about what their customers actually expect. In this video, I'll help you to figure out what your SLAs should actually look like and how you can set this up in HubSpot. My name is Jasper. I'm a certified HubSpot consultant. First, let's talk about why SLAs matter more than you think. SLAs aren't just a support ops thing. They directly impact retention and churn. Customers don't really compare their response times with your stated SLAs. They compare your response times to their expectations. If you're slower than what they expect, trust will erode over time, even if you technically met your target. SLAs also give your support team clarity. Without them, everything feels equally urgent, which means nothing gets prioritized properly. Now, how do you decide on the right SLA targets? Always start with your customers. First of all, which channel are they reaching out to? If they're reaching out through chat, you need to respond in minutes. If they reach out through email, you would respond in a couple of hours. The channel already sets the expectation. The next question, of course, is, should every customer get the same SLA target? Most often, the answer is no. Enterprise or high-value customers might warrant faster response times. Think about 3 different metrics. First, the time to first response. Second, the time to next reply. And third, the time to close. This will set the expectation on how fast do you acknowledge, how fast do you follow up, and how fast do you resolve. A practical framework here is look at your current response times and set SLAs that are just slightly better than that. Do not set any aspirational goals that your team can't hit, because that will just make every ticket overdue, and this still makes it really difficult to prioritize. Next, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel for more HubSpot excellence, and let's get into the next part. Next, let me show you how to set this up in HubSpot. I'll share my screen here, and the easiest way to get there is you go to Service in the main menu and then Help Desk. Here you already will see the Help Desk, but now when we click on Settings, we will get all of our Help Desk settings. And then at the bottom here, under Help Desk Automation, you can see SLAs. So as you can see here, I already set up some SLAs, but you have a couple of different options to do this. So the easiest way is to just apply an SLA to all tickets. This will mean that you just set the time to first reply, next reply, and close, as well as a mark as due soon for all of the tickets at once. Then you can also choose the schedule for your SLA. So most of the time you want to do something like specific time and then just do office hours. Unless you have an international team across time zones, I would not really recommend putting this on 24/7. Unless you have a 24/7 support team, of course. And then for pausing, this is also an important one. This is where we choose when we want to pause the clock on our SLA. A really good example here is when we go to support pipeline and the status is waiting on contact. At that time, we do want to pause the clock on our SLA. And then once it's back to us, we will resume the clock. Now, the way that I set it up here was based on ticket priority. And as you can see here, I already set up some things. By the way, this doesn't have to be ticket priority. You can also do it based on pipeline, HubSpot team, or source, as we just discussed. For example, a chat might warrant a faster response time. You do need Service Hub Professional for these first two. If you have Service Hub Enterprise, you also get the option to set SLAs based on a combination of properties. So here we can set more advanced rules for our SLAs. So for example, we can do a combination of the ticket priority combined with the channel that the ticket came in through. So when we look at my setup here, you can see for a low priority, we have 8 hours to first reply, 8 hours to the next reply, 32 hours to close. And this is business hours because that's how I set it up right here. And then after 7 hours, the ticket will be marked as due soon. Also, don't forget to set your goals as active here as well. I won't repeat this for all of these, but as you can see, the response times and the time to close gets a little bit shorter as the urgency goes up. Now, especially when you're on enterprise and you have the option to create different combinations, how do you actually determine the different SLAs? For example, a billing issue from your larger customer doesn't require the same urgency as a how-to question from a trial user, for example. And this, of course, is something, even if you're in professional, you can use some automation to automatically set the priority for a ticket, which will then use your different SLAs based on the priority. So you don't even need enterprise to be able to do something like this. Same thing goes, by the way, with the channel. If you want to set a priority based on the channel, you can do that as well. This way you can still use an additional property to set your SLAs. Now, next, what does this actually look like for your team? So when we go to our service here and then help desk, you will see that I created 2 tickets here in my demo account. One ticket is already a bit older since March 6th, and you will see that it has this like red clock right here. So this red clock means that this ticket is overdue. So when I open this ticket, you will see here at the top right, it says reply overdue. First reply is overdue by 9 days and time to close is overdue by 6 days. So you get a really good overview of these SLAs. Now, when we go to this ticket that I just created, you can see here reply in 42 minutes, first reply in 42 minutes, and time to close 1 day. And it shows the exact times that we need to pay attention to. Now, when I reply to this ticket, let's just say I'm asking for a bit more information on this ticket. When we reply to this, we have the option to set the status while we send our response. So in this case, we'll say send and set to waiting on contact. Now, that message has been sent, and as you will see, it will show us the pause icon right here, as well as here at the top, it will now say that the SLA status is paused. The first reply has been completed, and then as soon as I get a response from Logan here, our SLA will continue again, and at that point, we're working towards closing this ticket. And this is where the strategy becomes real. Your customer service reps can now prioritize based on what actually is urgent, not just on what feels urgent. And it's also good to know that you can actually trigger automations based on the SLA status. For example, when a manager needs to be informed of the SLA status for certain tickets. All of this can also be used in reporting as well. If that's something you would love to see, let me know in the comments below and I might consider doing a video on that specifically. But we can report on any of these SLA related statuses and SLA related times in a reporting to give us a better overview of how our customer service team is doing. And I also share more tips like these on how to achieve excellence within HubSpot in my newsletter, a weekly newsletter called HubSpot Excellence. I'll leave a link down below where you can sign up for that newsletter. Now, if you like this video, I'm sure you're also going to like this video up here, where I show you how to do customer surveys within HubSpot. Some of those surveys are great to send out after a ticket got closed. So make sure to watch that one and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.